Yeah. Better days, I pray for better days. Working hard cause I want extra pay. Talk to them seeds, but you must demonstrate. Cause it's your ways that they gon' imitate. Non-violent. Sometimes I wish I would've went to college. Frown proudly. Cause where I'm from, they hate you when you smiling. Your faith should be your gun. You can't leave home without it. The children being grown, cause all the parents acting childish. You show them your reality, I bet they doubt it. You tell them all about your dreams, that's when they out it. Your own blood, ain't no family no more. They do you badly for show. You try to patch up your soul, Lord knows you on a mission to show him you so submissive. The prayer said in silence, you know the devil can hear him, pay attention. Know the war's within, how much time do you spend? Try to balance your zen, then again, losses is lessons. You tell me you trying to win, we know about saving money. You tell me you trying to spend that blood on it. Sweat tears, you put that love on it. Your best years was just a dumb moment. You tired of going hungry, can't deal with fake making your life lonely. Your lack of faith that left your soul boning. But you gon' work and you gon' strive, do what it takes to survive. What is truth, what is a lie? You know that war's inside. Some get draped into the fake, they don't know what to decide. Wrong choice, meet your demise, keep that between you and I. You realize, some people you gon' let go, you visualize. The things you need to feed your soul is on the rise. They not gon' wanna let you go, but it's alright. It's cool to bury what's gon' grow. Went from wrong to the right and to the dark to the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. Gotta hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. From wrong to the right and to the dark from the light. It was a hell of a fight. You give it all your might. You just hold on tight and you stay strong and precise. You fight the war that's inside, cause it might change your life. I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me. Yeah, I ain't the person that I used to be. So what I do today ain't things that you used to see. Stay the same, no, things change usually. Some folk I may know might get reintroduced to me.
Yeah. Don't be stressing on the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. Just keep going and keep your faith, so you can win this race. This race called life, yeah, yeah. This race called life. This race called life, yeah, yeah. Race called life. Yeah, 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 yeah. Grinding 'cause I know that I'm gon' get it. I just gotta have vision, keep faith and be humble. Have some patience with it. I've been A1 since day one, been always on my job. I never been a fake, never had to steal and rob. Cause I do good business, I'm too good with it. And even though I'm on this road, I'm still daddy to my children. You know I do good with them, and don't like being missing. But I hate when my bills are thicker and my pockets get thinner. But I can't stress upon the dumb shit, cause God is gonna make a way. I keep going and keep my faith and my pace, so I can win this race. Win this race called life. This race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life. This race called life. This race called life, yeah. Race called life. I'm just trying to win this race called life, yeah, yeah, yeah. I keep on running in this race called life, yeah. race called life. Girl, I just gotta win this race called life. This race called life. Just gotta win this race called life.
Attention all debate fans. You've been watching, you've been arguing, you've been picking sides. But now it's time to level up. From this point forward, all debates on this platform are going members only. That means the hottest clashes, the wildest arguments, and your favorite personalities going head to head will only be available to subscribers. You want real scholarship, you want the smoke, you want the unfiltered action, then don't get left outside looking in. Sign up today for as low as $3.99 and get full access to every debate, every moment, every knockout argument. This is Titans Debate League, where legends are made and debates get real. Join now or miss out. In the arena of ideas, words are weapons. Confidence is your armor, and every Titan needs their gear. From the Titans Debate League comes a movement born from energy, faith, and power. Custom debater tees, spiritual wear, and PVO gear guaranteed to uplift your spirit and elevate your mindset. This isn't just fashion, it's identity, it's purpose, it's power. Join the movement, step into the arena. Shop now at ColiseumOfArguments.com and wear what Titans believe in.
Peace, peace. Welcome back to the Coliseum of Arguments, presented by Titans. Welcome back to Titans Debate League, presented by Coliseum of Arguments. This is the Clash of the Titans 1.0 semifinals judgment show. Tonight, reputations are on the line. Legacies are being tested, and only the strongest debaters will survive the pressure and advance to the finals for the $500 grand prize. This is not a casual conversation, not a friendly disagreement. The debates that we saw over the past 2 weeks were a war of words, combat through concepts, intellectual gladiators stepping into the arena to prove whose logic can withstand the fire. In our first semifinals matchup, Honey Clark versus Suave Boss. One explosive question stands at the center of that storm. Can you be patriotic and treasonous at the same damn time? They got me putting cuss words in the title. You know, them two are good. Yeah, we're going there tonight. What does loyalty to a nation really mean? Is criticism betrayal or the highest form of patriotism? When governments fail the people, where does allegiance end and resistance begin? This debate brought passion. This debate brought heat. And these two warriors came with armed receipts, historical examples, constitutional arguments, emotional appeals, and enough tension to split the room in half. But who actually held the line under pressure? Who stayed consistent? Whose sources stood strongest when the smoke cleared? Who controlled the narrative? Who got exposed? Was it Honey Clark with precision and pressure? Or did Suave Boss shake the foundation with raw intensity and counterfire? Then our second semifinals conclusion takes us into one of the oldest and most controversial questions in human history. Pandemics versus Emmanuel. Their topic, is there evidence for a God, or is it ultimately faith-based? This wasn't just a debate. This was philosophy versus skepticism, science versus metaphysics, reason versus revelation. One side arguing that the fingerprints of intelligence, design, morality, and existence itself point toward a creator, and the other demanding measurable proof, empirical evidence, and logical consistency. Can God be demonstrated, or is faith the bridge people use when evidence runs out? The battle pushed into cosmology, consciousness, morality, logic. Both debaters came out, I think, seasoned and more sharpened than before. That was one of the best debates I've seen online. And now the moment has arrived. The debates are over. The clips have been circulating. The audience has spoken. We don't care about them, though. The judges were watching. The real question is, who won? Who had the sharper argumentation? Who defended their position under fire? Who had the better citations, the cleaner logic, the stronger delivery, the superior cross-examination? And most importantly, who's going to the finals, baby? One step closer to the crown, one step closer to glory, one step closer to that $500 grand prize. This is where emotions collide with intellect. This is where debaters become legends or cautionary tales. So get your comments ready, get your scorecards ready. Well, we already went over all of that. Get your cameras out, get ready to screenshot some of these results, because tonight we break down every moment, every angle, every contradiction, every knockout blow. This is the arena where arguments are tested by the fire. This is Coliseum of Arguments. Only the brave speak here. And our mission statement with this whole judging system was quality over speed. A lot of people give you these, I call them microwave results. They give them to you in the heat of the moment. Sometimes you wait a couple days. I think it's best for the judges to sleep on it. I know my judges watch these debates several times over, as you will see by how in-depth these results are. But let's get into it. Let's see who's on top first. Who's right next to me? Let's give we got Emmanuel Halawaya right next to me. Go ahead and give your shout outs, introduce yourself, and yeah, all of that. Hey, you just made me double check to make sure I wasn't muted. I was going to say, don't tell me I did all of that and I was muted. Emmanuel, are you there? Pandemis, Pan Spades, are you there?
You already know, bro. Super Pan Man in the building. You here? What's it?
Let's go. What's the spades about? I don't get it.
Well, the debate style that I went with was film noir. And the most famous film noir joint was Sam Spades. And so I'm playing off the name Sam Spades. Well, Sam Spade. And I just had to ask something.
I get it. I've never heard the name though, but I'm sure if I knew who he was, it would be dope. Oh, back to you though. Go ahead, get your shout outs and all of that, man.
Oh, shout out to literally everybody whoever's watching. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the squadron.
Your audio is horrible. Can we get that? Can we fix that?
I don't even know. Hello, check 17.
That's better than what you were doing.
Yeah, well, shout out to the panel. Shout out to the crowd. I look forward to these results. Let's see what's happening.
Emmanuel Halawaya. Get your shout outs, rep your set, and all of that. Can you ask him if he can hear me? Yeah, he just dropped down. He probably couldn't hear me. He probably figured it out when you start talking, and then it got quiet. So
he could hear me.
He probably could hear you. It's usually one of us they can't hear. It's either me or you, or he froze or something. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. Peace, Emmanuel. Go ahead with your shout outs. Introduce yourself and all of that.
I couldn't hear neither one of y'all. I ain't know what happened. I had to go to YouTube on my other phone to figure out what's going on. Yeah, man, you already know what it is. Shout out to the Most High, man. Shout out to 3BY. 3BY died, Titan Gang, and Don't Bang. You already know what it is, man. Shout out to Pandemons, my opponent. Great debate, man. I'm ready to see these results.
Let's go. Where my sound effects at? Yeah, way louder than y'all. Sorry about that. And let's get into these results, man. I ain't gonna keep y'all waiting. I already made y'all sit through that little intro. I got everything in a folder. But while I do that, it don't hurt to go to another ad.
Let's be real for a second. Some of you claim you're the best debaters in the game, but every week you're still arguing for free. You study, you prepare, you show up, you give them viral moments, and the platform gets paid, not you. That's not competition, that's exploitation. Some leagues built their entire reputation off the backs of debaters they never intended to compensate. Clips, views, donations, super chats, and the people creating the content still walking away with nothing. Over here, we don't play that game. We are one of the only debate leagues actually paying debaters, reinvesting back into the community. Because if your arguments generate value, you deserve value. So here's the reality check. If you're really the monster you claim to be, if your research is really as sharp as you say, if you really think you could dominate any room, then prove it. And here's where the stakes are real. Warriors don't fight exhibitions forever. They fight where the prize is. So you have a choice. Stay comfortable debating for exposure, building someone else's empire, or come step into the arena where serious debaters get respect and paid. This isn't charity. This is combat.
And one more while we at it. We got the women's tournament coming up. We had to make some rearrangements, so the bracket has gotten redone. And be looking for the first face-off this weekend coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coliseum of Arguments. 8 women step into the arena, not to play games, but to wage intellectual combat. This isn't trash talk. This is logic versus logic. Sources versus sources. Scholarship under the lights. Win a round, win $50 cash. Keep winning and walk out with $500 in the crown. Each competitor represents a brand, an ideology, a team they're ready to go to war on the hill for. Every claim challenged, every source checked, every moment judged. So we ask you, are you not entertained? Enter the Coliseum of Arguments. Only the strongest minds survive. This is Titans Debate League.
All right, let's get into it. You put us on the side over here. Killed these graphics right here. Let me pull up Chef Darius' first video. We're going over the first debate we had, match 1, Honey Clark versus Suave Boss. They waited the longest for that one. Clash of the Titans, round 3, results. Here we go.
Great debate. I think we had a lot of highlights and great back and forth rebuttals throughout. So it was a tight fight. Initially, Honey's stance on your intent is not equal to the outcome was a big point. That was a big point, I think. And he came back around to challenge her definition of treason. Called out her fake sign, and he called out a bunch of stuff that's, I think, would come back to bite her in the ass, if you will. She had a good example with the burning house, but he basically showed how the remodeling of the home or remodeling of the room was his stance as opposed to burning the whole house down as a metaphor for America. But I also think her rebuttal of showing how some of his examples were just domestic terrorists, basically, and that wasn't treason because it didn't involve another country. He used examples like Chelsea Manning and Snowden and how they weren't patriotic because they whistle blew and moved out of the country. And at the time, I think that was a good just domestic terrorists, basically, and that wasn't treason because it didn't involve another country. He used examples like Chelsea Manning and Snowden and how they weren't patriotic because they whistle blew and moved out of the country. And at the time, I think that was a good stance. The Ed Snowden thing kind of played into his favor, though, when he ended up playing the audio of Ed himself saying he wants to come back to America, basically showing patriotism, if you will. And also the point of Edward Snowden incident leading to collecting user info and selling it to third parties being addressed. That was a problem we had before Edward Snowden, and what he did brought that to light. And then we have like VPN networks and stuff now. It was close. They had a lot of good stance, but I think he really won it once he got her to admit that levying war against the USA is treasonous. And initially, she wasn't trying to admit that, and he got her to admit that. And then basically him snitching. I'll give him bonus points for him snitching and pointing out that she did cuss in her rebuttal round. And he was the first one to actually show and bring a real definition of treason and patriotism. So it was close. I think he edged it out, though.
I'm over here muted. I don't like how you ain't say who won at the end. Let's go to these scorecards. Shout out Chef Darius. His is a little short. Docs is a little longer. My bad. I just removed the wrong thing. What the fudge? The fudge round. Okay, let's see if this PNG had come up. No, it won't. It's gonna be a JPEG. Sorry about the delay. Oh no, here we go. Okay, for honey, we have 3 5s, 4 4s, 16 to 15, 31. 12. I'm sorry, I'm slow. That's 4 times 4. 12 and 15. I always be misadding stuff. I done did that on a couple on one result show in the past. Emmanuel dropped off. You must not be able to hear anybody. Okay, so Huddy's got 15 plus 12. That is 27. Here we go. Got you back up here. Let's pull up the second one. For Suave, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 25, 9. Suave has 29 to Honey's 27. That's interesting. I'm going to have to ask him about that one. Okay, now let's go to Ill Doctrine. Oh, before we go to Ill Docs. So he has Honey losing by 2. What is it? 25, 29. Oh, Honey losing by 2 points. Okay. We're going to go to an ad while I grab this other file out of my email. I thought I had it in the folder and I don't.
Amazing news. At Titans Debate League is now looking for interns. We are expanding our team and seeking driven individuals who are ready to make an impact. We're on the hunt for talented people to join our marketing team, a charismatic new host, and creative minds who can produce amazing content. If you have a positive attitude and are used to winning, because that's what we do here, then we want to hear from you. Join us and contribute to a culture of excellence and success here at Titans Debate League. Email us today, titansdebateleague@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Where Infinity Gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess, build and destroy the cipher. Intellectual sword to slice you, or whatever device you recommend. Surgical precise pen, hand get heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, them goals gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm the box you in. Got a pair of red dimes in the box you in. Don't matter paradigms, your clock won't spin. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we're stopping. It's the clash of the Tigers. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we storming. It's the clash of the Titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down.
I'm tripping. I did download it. I just didn't put it in the right spot or something. Oh, I remember because I pre-recorded it on StreamYard. Sorry, I'm being goofy, y'all. I'm thinking he emailed it to me. He emailed one to me and one I pre-recorded with him. Boom, there it goes. Appreciate y'all patience, man. It's been a long day. I've been streaming since like 8 a.m. You walk. Let's pull it up. While y'all waiting on me, questions or comments on Chef D's results? Go ahead, do that one for me. Oh, well, y'all, I'm tripping. He didn't just, that's the next one. Y'all could wait. Yeah, I need a nap. Here we go. How you doing, Il Dot?
I'm doing good. We live or
we are live and we are recording. We're not live. We're recording.
Okay.
And you can go ahead and go into your judgment on the semifinals debate, Suave Boss versus Honey Clark. You got the floor.
All right. Well, typically I'd greet everyone. Of course, greetings to you again. I know we squared that away a moment ago, but also to the audience and everyone that participates in making TDL go, particularly to Honey Clark and Suave. I'm excited to be part of this debate. I highly anticipated it. I anticipated this debate leading up to it. So this is a cherry on top to be part of the results. I got typically I'll have a script that I can read. I don't have that now. So I thought I'd share. If you wouldn't mind, brother, let me get something up here. Hold on. Is there a way for me to view what we're looking at through another device? Did you hear me?
Yeah, I'm muted. Sorry. No, because we're not live. I'm not sure if you can see it on the device that you're on right now.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I was muted though, so you couldn't hear me. There's no way for me to share it to another device. We're not live right now.
Well, can you do a screen share? I've never done one before, so I don't know what steps. I want you to look at my screen.
Are you on a computer?
Yeah, I'm on a MacBook.
Down at the bottom, there should be a button that looks like a TV. There should be 3 buttons: a microphone, a camera, and a
Oh, share
TV.
screen.
Yeah, and then yeah. And if you want to share your screen, you go to entire screen, or if you want to share a video or image file, you select that. And
Use
then
Chrome and do.
and if you want the audio to play, there should be a button in the bottom right corner or somewhere on there that says play audio.
Oh no, I just have a program where in fact it probably should explain this to you. Before I write a script, I map out the argument. I always talk about that structure and content of the argument. When I go through it, I'll convert listening to it and watching it into notes. And I used to draw diagrams like a balloon outline on legal pads. I did that with the first couple debates, and then I started using a program to convert my notes into the program. And that's what I want to show now because I don't have a script.
You sharing the screen?
Allow to share screen. All right, how do I discontinue sharing screen? What happened on your end? Or allowed to share your screen?
Then the export takes quite a while. Well, no, depending on how long it is. Yeah. Okay, let's just start from the top with the introduction then. Let's start back from the beginning.
You sure? Because I can log out.
No, it's all right. Let's start from the beginning. Let me asking actually. Well, we know why you're here. You're here to audit the argument and give the results for the semifinals. $500 on the line. Honey Clark versus Suave Boss. The title was, "Can you be patriotic and treasonous at the same damn time?" And you have the floor with the results.
Yeah, that was wild because there's a cuss word in the title, in the resolution topic, and there was an issue about Honey Clark cussing. I anticipated this debate leading up to it. I'm really happy to be part of it. Typically, I'll have a script. I don't have one, so I'll be improving my way through this. I want to thank Honey Clark and Suave for an exciting debate. Welcome Suave's grandbaby Elijah to the world, and welcome Suave to the honorary association of Pawpaws. Oh, and also a shout out to Wall Street Willie. He made a very creative and colorful cameo in the debate. And also love, peace, and respect to UA1, to everyone associated with Titans Debate League and our audience. What you're looking at is a step in my procedure. Typically, I'll take the content of what we're looking at and I'll convert it for brevity into a script. But this is one of the later stages of it, just how I map out the debate as I listen to it. I'll take notes and then I'll convert the notes in there. In the center, you'll see the resolution. Then I'll look for a definition of terms. I'll look for how each debater postured themselves based on the layers that are above it, the argumentation, structure, and content I'll be looking for, and then if they had any rebuttals and direct clashes. This is usually where all the magic happens, in the clashes and engagement. Usually I'll do it left to right. This time I started with Suave, but because there was so much interaction between the two of them, I had to do them more or less at the same time, and it turned into something horizontal. But I'll cover Suave first. Suave's answer was yes. Can you be patriotic and treason at the same time? He had a definition of terms. Patriotic, he inherits the meaning of patriotic from patriotism. Same thing with treasonous, except the base for it was Article 3 of the United States Constitution. And for patriotism, he got that from the Merriam-Webster dictionary. That's fine and good. That's a strong start. His posture throughout the debate was coexistence. He leaned into intent priority, which just means that he wanted to give higher priority to intentions and subjective attitudes. He talked a lot about considered to be, or a subject meant to do this or meant to do that. In his argumentation, though, what happens is he ended up going into a redefinition loop. Instead of flowing straight down through this frame, he got to argumentation, and in the argumentation, he began looping back to the definition phase. So this is kind of where he existed, the definition of the key terms throughout the debate. And then there was an issue here. There seemed to be
hold on. I'm sorry. Your screen is over here to share, but I haven't put it up yet at all. So if you were showing examples of what you needed, nobody could see that. So wherever you needed to go into the diagram, if you can actually start back from that point, I just put it up on the screen for you. I'm sorry.
I don't know what you mean.
Your screen is now sharing. It wasn't sharing prior.
Okay. Well, I'll just start from where I was at.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm only using this as a guideline for me. I mean,
Okay.
it would be helpful for other people, because what this map actually isn't finished. The story with this is I got to a point, I had already listened to the debate, I watched the debate, and I've gone through the transcript, even as much as yesterday after I already made my decision, and I had enough information to make a decision, but I didn't have to go all the way through the debate on the map. So in the trajectory of Suave and the trajectory of Honey Clark never changed. So it wasn't going to make any difference if I completed this debate map. So I'm just using it now to guide me, because I don't have a script.
Understood.
I mean, if anybody wants to see it, maybe this is what I'll do for Audit the Argument. Who knows?
Yes, sir.
But okay, so I was saying, part of his redefinition loop is he began associating sedition, espionage, domestic terrorism, and treason in a way that he didn't argue that it made sense. So for sedition, that was the January 6th incident. That was the highest charge associated with January 6th. That wasn't treason. Sedition, espionage, domestic terrorism, and treason are all formally defined. Espionage, he spent a lot of time, that's going to be the Snowden incident, and domestic terrorism. None of those are treason. And the reason that's important is because he used the legal definition of treason in the beginning, and he referred to it as foundational. This is pivotal and foundational in his opening statement. And then he returned to it at the beginning of round one to double down on it. And he returned to it often throughout the debate. Article 3, Section 3, levying war, adhering to or aiding and comforting the enemy. So it's clear that this is his definition of treason, and treasonous inherits a definition, its definition from his use of treason. So when I say he ended up in a definition loop, then he would change to equality of and branch versus branch, which doesn't really make sense to anyone, but that's all here in his posture. The legal definition of treason, but then patriotic had this morality, internal, subjective, and it split the two things. They don't have, like, his idea of patriotism and his idea of a treason in the debate didn't match up in the denominator. So they had mixed denominators. He had subject-based patriotism, and then there was another maneuver that he not that he tried to do, like he was up to something, but that he did do when he had already established that the United States of America is the entity to whom you should or could be patriotic and against whom you could commit treason. But then later in the debate, he began to separate it, the people versus the government, that the government of the United States of America doesn't equal the people. And he's right about that, except it doesn't match up with what he had established as the definition. And so if you take his whole debate, everything that I've mapped out here, here's what he does to the resolution over here. The original resolution, can you be patriotic and treasonous at the same damn time? But if you take his argument into account, it's, can you, one, do something considered to be and or have the qualities of patriotism and a traitor at the same damn time? And these are two different resolutions. And all of his weight, all of his argumentation and structure was put into keeping this on the table next to the very formal and legitimate definition of treason that he had already. So I never lost track of where he was at in the argument. It's just that his argumentation was spent primarily in this looping of the definition. I'll give you an example of what I mean. For instance, here, when he was rebutting, so this is a definition in his rebuttal to Honey Clark. I mean, he had some disparaging things to say. He was making jokes about it. It's cute. I hope no one believes the sign, that sort of thing. That's all entertaining. But what this amounts to is her presenting her position statement. You see, the moment an individual crosses into treason, they have fundamentally forfeited their status as a traitor. Well, that is her. Over here, you see there's a stage or a layer, I say frame, set, a posture. That's part of her posture, is mutual exclusivity. So that it's important, if he's going to bring that up in a rebuttal, that he has to address that, but he actually didn't address it. Instead, what he did was introduce the quality of definitional loop. As an example, what I mean, he said, we're not talking about treason. This is part of what he said. And I have it somewhere. I don't remember where it's at. It's in here. We're not talking about treason. We're talking about the qualities of a traitor. Okay, well, a traitor in the context of this debate is anchored to the definition of treason. A traitor is someone that betrays their nation. And it also must involve an enemy. That's part of the definition of treason that he offered. There either is an enemy involved, or you're levying war. It's levying war, or the rest of it has an enemy. When you're levying war, you become the enemy. So all of the definition of treason has an enemy. Here, he introduces the quality of loop, where he says, we're not talking about treason. What we're talking about is the qualities of a traitor. So traitor is a placeholder for the definition of treason. We're not talking about treason. We're talking about the qualities of treason. And it's, look, either we're talking about treason or we're not. So he has an alternative. The qualities of treason are we're not talking about treason. Well, if we're talking about the qualities of treason, on one hand, that's not treason. It's just the qualities of treason. It looks like treason, but it's not treason because it's just the qualities. If that's the case, then his statement becomes, we're not talking about treason. We're talking about the qualities of treason, which is not treason, which doesn't make sense because we have his definition of the qualities of treason in his definition right here. Treason against the United States shall consist only in levying war against them, which the person levying war becomes the enemy, Adhering to their enemies, adhering to your enemies means you have a mental state of intending to betray. That's what adhering means. That should have been defined. Giving them aid or comfort. Here, them is the enemies of the United States. Those are the qualities of treason as set forth in the debate. If there are other qualities of treason, it has to be put on record. And he didn't put them on record in a way that set a new standard for what treason is. So Article 3 remained the standard for him throughout the debate. And here he's saying, no, we're not talking about treason. We're talking about the qualities of treason. So either the qualities of treason are treason, they set up treason. Well, here are the qualities of treason, and that constitutes treason. So we're not talking about treason, we're talking about treason. That would be absurd for him to say. So he must be saying, we're not talking about treason, we're talking about something that's not treason. Well, something that's not treason doesn't get him to the resolution. Can you be patriotic and treasonous at the same damn time? He must be arguing that treasonous only targets or points at the qualities of treason in the sense that those qualities don't constitute treason. If that's the case, then what is this for? It doesn't make sense that he would have the definition there. It doesn't make sense that he would have Article 3 as he says it's a foundational definition in the debate. So that was a problem with his argument. And you see, I got down here, he did the same thing here. There was another rebuttal in his rebuttal round. But I stopped when he got here. He got to this part where he was evaluating. This is Honey Clark's screen, but it was presented at this point by Suave in his rebuttal round. And this is where he introduced the branch versus branch, one branch of the government versus another branch of the government. He didn't use the words branch versus branch, but he used the concept, the government versus the people. Now, there are really three aspects of the United States of America. There's the government and institutions. There are the people, the living human flesh and blood people. And then there are the ideals that represent the United States of America. And they're all represented in one way or another and embodied in the United States Constitution. And if you're targeting the entity, the United States of America, you are taking all three of those aspects together. But then he went down into it another level and began to split them. But he did that as if it were a new standard, and it wasn't. He never argued for that new standard. Like he didn't provide any argumentation for it. That happened here. He says the examples I showed were not people that's trying to burn down the nation, but save the nation. Save the nation at the cost of the nation's interest. Sure, this is where he was arguing from based on the branch versus branch argument, and this is what he got to. He got to basically a statement: I love X, and I am harming X in order to help X. That introduces this paradox that I'm familiar with called the paradox of dissent. It's adjacent to the idea that a doctor has to harm you in order to help you. So a doctor can cut you open in order to remove a tumor. The removal of the tumor is helpful to you, but the cutting of you is harmful. So in that sense, he's talking about two different things. The cutting of my skin in the context of a debate is only the cutting of my skin. The removal of the tumor itself is a completely different aspect of that entire procedure. But when the doctors talk about that entire procedure, they don't talk about it as if the cutting of the skin is separate from the physical removal of the tumor. once the entire procedure has began, they have certain steps in it. Now we're cutting the skin. That's harmful. Now we're physically removing the tumor from the body. That's helpful. But the entire procedure is the level that we were talking about when we were talking about the United States of America. So that was how he ended up boxing himself into the definition loop. Honey Clark, on the other hand, she had a very stable, a really stable argument. Her answer to the resolution was no. Can you be patriotic and treason at the same time? No. And her definition of the key terms are here. She didn't. Swaff pointed this out. She didn't really provide something to point to that this is a justification. But if you listen to her definition, even when she gets to the definition of treason, legal and philosophical, her implication is to import acceptance of Swaff Boss's definition. So there's mutual acceptance on a definition. Her definition here for the definition of patriotic and for the definition of treason is in alignment with his. And for me, that functioned as acceptance of his definition. There's no reason for either of them to go back behind the definition layer. Her posture was mutual exclusivity. Intent does not equal outcome. Loyalty does not equal disloyalty. And constructive, whatever is constructive, does not equal whatever is destructive. And though she touched on those in the opening statement here, in this snippet right here from her transcript, most of her posture is addressed, and this is still in the opening statement. This is also at the end of the opening statement where she returns to her mutual exclusivity posture, and she ends it off with first introducing her posture of intent doesn't equal outcome, and then she returns to that later on. Kenny's story, this is a quote, Kenny's story illustrates our core argument. Patriotism is measured by the protection of the state, while treason is defined by its endangerment. The reality is you cannot be a patriot and a treason, I imagine she means and treasonous, to the same thing at the same damn time. They're mutually exclusive. So she's keeping her mutual exclusivity posture in the foreground. But she does something else here. The reality is you can't be a patriot and treasonous to the same thing at the same time. One of the criticisms I have of Honey Clark is while her argument was stable and it went in the right direction throughout the debate, there were a little blurry lines on the perimeter. And this is an example of it. This should have said like the reality is you cannot be a patriot and treasonous to the same entity at the same time and in the same act. That would have been, in my opinion, the most precise narrowing of the resolution possible. She didn't do it here. She did do it later on in the debate, but I didn't cover it in this map. So this was a good job. That was her opening statement. Her argument flowed straight down the spine of the debate map for me. Everything in this opening statement wins the debate for Honey Clark. Not because she's right and Swaff Boss is wrong, but because she touched on everything that she needs to touch on right here. And the rest of the debate, while interesting, she just didn't need it, in my opinion, because by this time, you see, in the argumentation phase, her opening statement has already produced this argument and structure. Premise 1, patriotism entails loyalty and devotion to the entity, United States. Premise 2, treason entails betrayal of the entity, the United States of America. P3, Loyalty and betrayal toward the same entity cannot exist in the same act, and therefore patriotism and treason cannot coexist in the same act. And this is now these aren't her words, but by the time I'm sorry, I said the opening statement. By the time opening statement and round one was completed, I could extract this argumentation from her debate. And then the last thing down here is this is a part of her rebuttal. I didn't finish it, but I want to point it out. This is actually, if you go to Google AI and you type in what is espionage, this is what it will produce for you. She wasn't able to identify it, but Suave read from it and used it as support for treason, which he needed to provide support for his Snowden example, which he leaned heavily on. And I think he said that Snowden was at the center of this dispute. Snowden was associated with the crime espionage, and espionage is in the code too. It has no enemy, retention is enough, class. Basically, espionage is an information crime. Let me go back over here. Espionage is an information crime. Sedition is a crime. Here's the USC for you. If two or more persons in the state or territory or any place are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States conspire to overthrow, put down, or destroy by force the government of the United States, or to levy war against them, or to oppose by force thereof, or to whatever, prevent, hinder, delay the execution of any law. So the leaders, the Proud Boys, and the Oath Keepers were associated with this crime, seditious conspiracy. And as you can see, if two or more persons in any place subject to the United States conspire to overthrow or to levy war against them, the United States, which is what on January 6th they did. They engaged in opposing by force the authority of the United States, and it hinted at levying war against them. That only arises to seditious conspiracy. And that's what they were charged with, and some were convicted of it. Espionage, on the other hand, is a crime about information. Disclosure of classified information is the USC that deals with it. Or I know there's also the Patriot Act, but it's just an echo of this information. Espionage is going to be a crime of dealing with information. And domestic terrorism, that's going to be, let me see if I can blow that up a little bit. Oh, maybe not. That's going to be, the term domestic terrorism means activities that involve acts dangerous to human life that are a violation of the crime in America, appear to be intended to intimidate or coerce a civilian population, to influence the policy of a government by intimidation or coercion, to affect the conduct of a government by mass destruction, assassination, or kidnapping. That's domestic terrorism. That's not treason. And then, of course, next here, I have the same definition of treason that he has. So his whole argument was sedition. I couldn't, he was associating sedition with treason, espionage as treason, and domestic terrorism as treason. He never proved anything was treason, and he's the one that set up the definition of what treason is with the incredibly formalized Article 3, Section 3 from the United States Constitution. He did that. And then the rest of his argumentation he spent trying to pivot to these new definitions. And I'll give it to you. Overall, Suave Boss, his rhetoric was top tier. It was top shelf. Rhetorically, his argument was entertaining, and it could be convincing to people who don't scrutinize debates to this degree. But I was talking about Honey Clark here. She didn't recognize this as espionage, but that's what it was. If you look up espionage, that's why it says no enemy. In treason, there must be the involvement of an enemy. An enemy should have been defined in this debate too. An enemy is a group, organization, or individual in open hostility to America. That should have been defined so that the opponent can point that out when you step outside those bounds, which is a good place here. This is why definitions are important. This is why stating your argument is important, and it's encouraged because it gives your opponent an opportunity to engage you if you don't stay on the path toward your argument. And so what happened here is Suave Boss kept looping into the definition, and Honey Clark, she flowed right through her argument. She established her argument. It was clean, it was fluid, it was technically sound. And Suave Boss, he had a handful of different ways to represent a definition, which is why I keep calling it a redefinition loop. Qualities of treason, considered to be treason, and then Article 3 U.S. Constitution is the definition of treason. And then introducing espionage as treason, sedition as treason. And so you see right here, I can already decide who won the debate. I don't need to go into round 2 and the question and answer round. I can just talk about them. The question and answer round was high on style for Suave, but it gave him a negative gain. For Honey Clark, she was a little more reserved. She not lost, but she began to engage in arguing with Suave during her round. And so Suave really acted as the general of the Q&A round. That was her round. And still, she came out of her Q&A round and his Q&A round with a positive gain. So she continued to gain points, in my view, during the Q&A round, even though stylistically, Suave had the look and feel of having performed better. And then the closing round was just a continuation of that same pattern. So the trajectory from the point that I've mapped out here never changed throughout the debate. Based on everything that I've discussed, my decision on this resolution, can you be patriotic and treasonous at the same damn time? My decision is for Honey Clark. And having said that, I want to thank both of them for engaging in this debate and picking a very courageous topic where I point to Suave because he shouldered the burden of a tough resolution to prove. So I can't discount him because of the looping and stuff like that. I always respect and encourage people to be intellectually courageous. I think they both did here, but particularly Suave for taking something that was a tough resolution and actually engaging Honey Clark in it. So it was a great debate. This was one of my most fun debates to listen to. But that's my decision, brother.
Hey, we appreciate you again, as always, coming through with the amazing audit to help these debaters better their craft. I think you're one of the best at what you do, and we definitely love having you over here. I'm just going to close out and keep it tight. You know my motto: treat your smile like your money. Never let them steal it. We out. Peace.
I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for giving me the space to do that.
No problem. And with the cash app.
Let's pause the noise for a second, because if you're still here right now, you're already different. Not everyone gets this. Not everyone understands real debate, real scholarship, real intellectual smoke. But you do. This is Coliseum of Arguments. This is Titans Debate League. And what happens here doesn't survive on algorithms. It survives on the people who believe in it. When you support through Cash App, you're not just donating. You're fueling the arena. You're the reason we can bring in high-level guests. You're the reason we keep unbiased judges. You're the reason these debates stay sharp, fair, and uncompromised. This platform is built by thinkers, sustained by supporters, protected by the ones who know value when they see it. If this show has ever sharpened your mind, has ever entertained you, or has ever challenged what you thought you knew, then Cash App is how you say, keep this going. Not everyone contributes, but the ones who do, they're part of what makes this real. Coliseum of Arguments, Titans Debate League, powered by the people who get it.
My heart is bleeding in a pool of blood, I'm drowning. Yeah, my heart is bleeding in a pool of blood.
Let me go ahead and drop some bombs. We got to go to the scorecard on this one. Shout out Pandemus for hanging in there. Emmanuel was probably watching, taking care of something right now. I'm sure he'll pop up when the time is right. He always does. He has a knack for that, I see. He's always right there when you need it. All right, let me find the scorecards again. I think Honey's was 29 to 27. We'll double check that though, because I have been known to make a mistake or two. Let's see what's going on with. Let me just make sure this don't say the wrong name. Oh yeah, see. That's not Shaw. What is that? Sorry, I didn't. Yeah, you know, I rushed and put this together, man, so we can go ahead and get this out. Shout out, Emmanuel. You know, you're coming up next. I'm gotta pull out the scorecards. Let me just go back to the message and just re-download it to make my life easy. I got so many files in this Coliseum Arguments folder. It's a bunch of folders and a bunch of files. I got a 10 terabyte hard drive, so I haven't even broke a terabyte though yet. So I'm doing good. Let me get to it. Yes, they're right there. Okay. Perfect. Let me just resave that and do it like this. And that's going in the correct folder. Boom. While we do that, go to a brief intermission. All debates have now gone members only. If you want to see some of the most fire debates with some of your favorite characters, for $3.99 a month, you know, gets you up to 4 debates. You know, that's like $1 a debate, man, 99 cents. Plus, you get access to all the other behind-the-scenes footage that we be dropping. Make sure to add us on Discord so you would get part of those group calls that we're doing. And yeah, check it out.
Attention all debate fans. You've been watching, you've been arguing, you've been picking sides. But now it's time to level up. From this point forward, all debates on this platform are going members only. That means the hottest clashes, the wildest arguments, and your favorite personalities going head to head will only be available to subscribers. You want real scholarship, you want the smoke, you want the unfiltered action, then don't get left outside looking in. Sign up today for as low as $3.99 and get full access to every debate, every moment, every knockout argument. This is Titans Debate League, where legends are made and debates get real. Join now or miss out.
And let's get right into it. Ill Doctrine scorecard reads. Somebody pull out that calculator, man. No, I'm joking. Let's start with Honey Clark. Her numbers look substantially bigger than his, so we'll start there. We got 3 5s and 3 4s, so that's 15 to 12 again. Okay, so that's 27. Let's go to Suave Boss. We've got 18 for Suave Boss and 27. That's about a 9-point difference. She was only, I think, down 2 before. I think that we got Honey Clark for the win. If my math is wrong, somebody fact check me. But yeah, I think you got that right. Well, since it's just you two up here, how you feel about those results? What you think? Somebody tell Honey send me a cash app.
I agree with her. Doc's breakdown. Whatever long.
You sound all the way fuzzy. I can't hear anything you're saying.
Check one. Can you hear me now?
A little bit better. A little bit better. Go ahead.
Obviously, Honey won, and I agree with Doc's long but correct. Assessment.
Yes. Emmanuel, were you watching? How you feel about those results?
Yeah, man. I agree with Ill Doctrine as well. I say she pretty much pinpointed them in some good areas. She had some good haymakers. Like I say, suave, man. But like I say, good debate for Honey Clark. I think she came out with the win as well.
Hey, Barbarians for the win. I agree with Ill Doc too. I think Suave did really good though. I agree with him on that part where he did really good considering the topic that he picked. Because I don't think you can be treasonous and patriotic at the same time. It's either one or the other. So, yeah, good job to both debaters. Shout out Suave Boss for doing his thing as he always does, man. One of the best debaters we got over here, man. I think he done debated almost the whole channel, man. There's only a few people left. Don't worry though, I've been recruiting. We got some new faces about to pop up, so stay on the lookout for that. Yeah. Tell Honey send me the or give me a cash app, somebody, so she can get paid. We'll figure it out tonight. On to the next one. Let me take this down. And while I pull up these next results, we'll go ahead and go to a word from our wonderful sponsors who help us make it all happen, man. You know?
In the arena of ideas, words are weapons. Confidence is your armor, and every Titan needs their gear. From the Titans Debate League comes a movement born from energy, faith, and power. Custom debater tees, spiritual wear, and PVO gear guaranteed to uplift your spirit and elevate your mindset. This isn't just fashion, it's identity, it's purpose, it's power. Join the movement, step into the arena. Shop now at ColiseumOfArguments.com and wear what Titans believe in.
All right. I'm not going to talk y'all to death. You know, Ill Doc put on a 45-minute stellar performance. Let me make sure I put that in front of performance. Stellar performance. I feel like I'm a better debater just from having watched it already. So without further ado, we'll start with Chef Darius again on Emmanuel versus Pan. Is there evidence for a God? Or is it faith-based?
Those who practice, because those are more recent practitioners of something that's claiming to be connected with a divine.
Wait. Well, I feel like that started in the middle of the sentence. Let me make sure. Let me just double check something. Go to a word from our sponsors real quick.
Let's be real for a second. Some of you claim you're the best debaters in the game, but every week you're still arguing for free. You study, you prepare, you show up, you give them viral moments, and the platform gets paid, not you. That's not competition, that's exploitation. Some leagues built their entire reputation off the backs of debaters they never intended to compensate. Clips, views, donations, super chats, and the people creating the content still walking away with nothing. Over here, we don't play that game. We are one of the only debate leagues actually paying debaters, reinvesting back into the community. Because if your arguments generate value, you deserve value. So here's the reality check. If you're really the monster you claim to be, if your research is really as sharp as you say, if you really think you could dominate any room, then prove it. And here's where the stakes are real. Warriors don't fight exhibitions forever. They fight where the prize is. So you have a choice. Stay comfortable debating for exposure, building someone else's empire, or come step into the arena where serious debaters get respect and paid. This isn't charity. This is combat.
And I actually was right. Not that I've even watched this. I just know he ain't gonna start in the middle of no sentence. So I just double checked to make sure there wasn't two videos, and I did download two. So let's start from the first one.
Another great debate. Both debaters use their time wisely. Both of them, because usually the debaters, when they go through their presentation and they have a little time left, they concede it. But these two did a great job of not conceding and filling those last few seconds in with a couple jabs. Data is not evidence was Pan's big stance, and he kind of rode that wave out very good, using his own slides to show proof and quotations versus belief. Pan controlled the question round, being an agitator and kind of being messy, but I think that was a strategy, and I kind of used up Emmanuel's time. Reiterated was the evidence of God versus the belief systems, which were saying to have faith over the unseen, basically. Everything that was written down existed in history, was a point Pan was challenging, and that was a good reoccurring jab that he kept using throughout. Emmanuel showing the witchcrafts and the hoodoos that people practice and that they actually existed was a good angle, I think. And they were verified by those who practice, because those are more recent practitioners of something that's claiming to be connected with a divine deity. The ancient artifacts and those things he presented do show encounters, which was good. And he kind of reiterated that he didn't need proof, he just needed.
Okay, so that was the sentence that he was in the middle of that I heard. He said he didn't need proof. It sounded like he was about to say evidence. Let me get back over here to the right screen. Boom.
The ancient artifacts verified by those who practice, because those are more recent practitioners of something that's claiming to be connected with a divine deity. The ancient artifacts and those things he presented do show encounters, which was good. And he kind of reiterated that he didn't need proof, he just needed evidence. But Pan was saying data isn't evidence, and trying to show that what he was given was data. The Tell Dan Stele was like a slam dunk, I feel like Emmanuel had in his mind, because it was the document that verified the encounter with a deity outside of the Bible, based off the House of David. And the House of David, which is in the Bible, has multiple stories of David having encounters with a deity. So that was his evidence. Hearsay was Pan's rebuttal to those Bible stories. And when Emmanuel tried to go the genealogy route, using that as like the evidence, Pan also rebutted with the photos of family members and other families that could verify that not being the same as painting or artifacts. So all in all, their presentations were great. They both had rebuttals and they both challenged each other's points in real time. Their PowerPoints were clean, were creative. The questioning round was big. I think Pan controlled the questioning round. And that wasn't the part that gave the separation, but that might have solidified the win for Pan, was that questioning round. I think Emmanuel did too much expounding instead of just having a bunch of good questions to have in a order or in a way to kind of challenge. He was doing more so just explaining and expounding too much. So I think Pan got him in the questioning round.
$30 to 28, Pan's way on that. I was muted for a second. My bad, y'all. Let me pull this down. And before we get into the last set, let's go to a word from you know who. Come on, don't act like you don't know. Our sponsors, man.
Amazing news! At Titans Debate League is now looking for interns. We are expanding our team and seeking driven individuals who are ready to make an impact. We're on the hunt for talented people to join our marketing team, a charismatic new host, and creative minds who can produce amazing content. If you have a positive attitude and are used to winning, because that's what we do here, then we want to hear from you. Join us and contribute to a culture of excellence and success here at Titans Debate League. Email us today, titansdebateleague@gmail.com. Looking forward to hearing from you.
Where Infinity Gauntlet is a mere toy compared to the intellectual prowess build and destroy the cipher. Intellectual sword to slice you, or whatever device you recommend. Surgical precise pen, hand get heated, the room will spin. If man get treated, them goals gon' spin. Level heads with feet, paradigm the box you in. Got a pair of red dimes in the box you in. Don't matter, paradigm, paradigms, your clock won't spin. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we're stopping. It's the clash of the Tigers. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we storming. It's the clash of the Titans. Hear the sounds of the trumpets, start the rounds in the gauntlet. Get down or lay down when we storming. It's the clash of the Titans. It's the clash of the Titans.
Did my joint just freeze on me? That's crazy work. Hold on. There we go. Okay.
All right, I want to greet everyone tonight with peace, love, and respect. A1, the entire Titans Debate League, our audience, and the debaters, Emmanuel and Pandemus. This debate's resolution: is there evidence for God's existence, or is it faith-based? Emmanuel, the affirmative, starts out with the burden of demonstrating there is evidence for God's existence and it's not faith-based. Pan, the negative, has the burden of blocking Emmanuel's affirmative or demonstrating it is faith-based. Before giving my decision and the reasoning for it, I'm going to remark about problems with this resolution. Problem one, the affirmative can't win without answering a different question. There's a logical trap that's embedded in the resolution itself. Is there evidence that God exists? Is a yes or no question. The affirmative answer is yes. The negative would answer no. But the moment that Emmanuel, the affirmative, says yes, the natural and immediate follow-up question is, okay, what is the evidence? And now Emmanuel is no longer answering the resolution as it's stated. He's answering a different and harder question. What is the evidence for God's existence? And that's a question the resolution never actually asked. This created a strategy of refuge for Emmanuel. And when Pan pressed him for specific evidence, Emmanuel could retreat to, I'm just going to argue that evidence exists. I'm not presenting it myself. That retreat was intellectually dishonest, but the resolution's poor wording made it available. I still rejected that reframe. A cleaner resolution would have been something like, the affirmative will present evidence sufficient to establish the existence of God. Something like that. And there's no refuge or escape from it. You either affirm it or you fail. Problem number two, what is it? The second, and that's in the second half of the resolution, or in the second part of the resolution. Or is it faith-based? It's genuinely ambiguous and in a way that neither debater resolved during the debate. What does the word it refer to there? Possible reference include it is belief in God, it is the case or the argument for God's existence, it is knowledge of God, or religion just generally. Those are all meaningfully different questions. Whereas a debate about whether belief in God is faith-based is different from a debate about whether evidence for God exists. Problem number three, the resolution is a false binary. It presents evidence and faith as mutually exclusive, suggesting either there is evidence or it's faith-based. And there are multiple categories that are in between. For example, evidence exists and faith is still required. Faith exists and some evidence supports it. Some evidence is disputable. And evidence is insufficient to compel belief, but it's sufficient to make belief itself rational. Those are all categories that exist in between how the resolution is worded. And the last problem is God is undefined in the resolution. The resolution says God, not a God, or gods, or divine beings. It implies a single specific referent, but which God? An illustration of this is that there's evidence, if there's evidence for one God who happens to declare there are no other gods, it eliminates the possibility of evidence existing for any of those other gods, and inadvertently, Emmanuel argued for polytheistic, which was actually a monolatrous framework of multiple divine beings, among which one of those gods makes that very declaration. And Pan did unnecessarily extra argumentative work by continuing to ask for clarification. This should have been clarified in the resolution. It wasn't, and it wasn't clarified in the debate itself. I was still able to determine a reasonable decision based on what actually happened in the debate. Emmanuel made a devastating, self-destructive concession in the cross-examination round. At 1 hour, 25 minutes, and 20 seconds, Pan reminded him that there was a contest, a $740,000 or $60,000 contest for anyone who presented evidence for God's existence. Pan asked him, "Do you feel like you did enough to win that money?" And Emmanuel answered, "No, I don't." Now, Emmanuel, in the next breath, he tried to reframe. This is the reframing I mentioned earlier. He tried to reframe and say, "I don't believe that I was supposed to present evidence necessarily. I was supposed to present whether or not there is evidence." And I take this to mean that Emmanuel's now arguing he believes his role in the debate is to present evidence that evidence exists. However, in the opening statement, Emmanuel argued at 14 minutes and 39 seconds, quote, "I'm here to show multiple evidences that God exists from different standpoints. We're going to go into science, we're going to go into history, we're going to go into archaeology, and we're going to get into, a lot of scholarship as well," end quote. That is precisely a contradiction to what he did, what he reframed in the cross-examination. You see, in his opening statement, it does three things. One, it demonstrates Emmanuel understood his burden is to present evidence, not merely present scholarship about whether evidence exists. The second, he announced specific domains from which he would present that evidence: science, history, and archaeology. And third, in the cross-examination, he's conceding that he failed a standard that he personally announced in his opening statement. And so that contradiction, those two statements, is what I characterize as a devastating self-destructive argument. It's enough to convince me to agree with him that he didn't do enough to win this debate. So, as a matter of courtesy, I want to address his otherwise strongest argument, which is the costliness of belief argument. And his costliness of belief argument essentially runs like this. We know early historic believers were persecuted and killed for their belief because the Pauline epistles and the biblical accounts say so. We know that those accounts are reliable because they were preserved with remarkable consistency, including his Dead Sea Scrolls argument. We know that consistency is meaningful in an evidentiary way because people who preserved it were committed enough to die for it. But how do we know that they died for it? And it goes back to the Pauline epistles and because the biblical accounts say so. And that's a closed circular loop that Emmanuel built. He's using the testimony of the believing community to establish the costliness of the believing community's belief, which he then uses to establish the reliability of the believing community's testimony. The entire argument is structured in a self-referential way. This costliness of belief argument also fails because if we grant that people were killed who happened to believe, we don't know if they were given an opportunity to recant as a viable alternative because he never argued that. And he would need that part. That's the part where it matters. If they were given an opportunity to recant and live, but then they refused, it's at that point that their belief becomes costly. So he's making a costliness of belief argument, but he never made it to the layer where the costliness is established. Pan identified this in one of his rebuttal points in a more general way when he said, written records are evidence that someone believes something, but they're not evidence that the thing believed is true. There were quite a few rebuttals that Pan made in this debate. And I want to point them out because when there's an affirmative, I have the expectation that the affirmative will advance their own argument, but they also will approach the opponent's argument and counter their argument. And for the negative, I have the expectation that they will make a positive attempt to stop the affirmative argument, but as a secondary burden, produce alternatives where it's appropriate. Emmanuel attempted to produce argumentation, but I don't think he did a good job rebutting the arguments of Pan. I think Pan advanced his own argument based on the data versus evidence definition and posture, and I think he did a great job rebutting Emmanuel's arguments or Emmanuel's points, and a lot of those rebuttals went unanswered by Emmanuel, and this is a short list of them. One, there was the written records I just mentioned. Written records are evidence someone believes something, but it's not evidence the thing is true. The data is not evidence until it discriminates between competing hypotheses. Number 3 is archaeological confirmation of biblical people doesn't confirm the biblical supernatural claims. And that speaks to the reliability of arguments like the David existed and David believed and David said he had an encounter. But what we agree to is that he believed, that he existed and he believed. But Emmanuel forces us to trust David's discernment, whether he encountered something mundane or divine. And Emmanuel never argued for David's reliability. Number 4 was a rebuttal to the costliness argument. Pan argued people died Jonestown, Waco. So costliness doesn't establish truth. There were people simply associated who also died. God of the gaps was a rebuttal. Number 6, everything Emmanuel, or the evidence Emmanuel presented is potentially in support of any God, and therefore it supports no specific God. And then the believer's posture, Pan argued from Hebrews, Francis Collins, there was a Muslim philosopher, and they all concede. I think also Kierkegaard, the philosopher. I think I may be mistaken about how he used Kierkegaard, though. They all concede that it's faith, not evidence. When I look at Emmanuel's overall argument, it has the look and feel of an argument for faith-based. There wasn't an argument that established evidence for God's existence according to Emmanuel's own standard. Rather, he asks me as a listener to have faith in David that there's real evidence. And then he points to David's faith. And so it's closer, although not exactly an argument for the faith base as it's stated in the resolution, but it's more adjacent to that part of the resolution. And that's the part that he was arguing against, or should have been. So for this debate on the resolution, is there evidence for God's existence or is it faith-based? My decision is for Pan on the negative. And I want to say thank you to both debaters for your efforts in this debate.
We got a winner. We got a winner. Chicken dinner. We got a winner. Pandemis, the African atheist.
I'm vegan, son. Not
I
chicken
see.
dinner, son. It's
I
gotta be
see.
salad or some noodles or some shit. You feel me?
I see you in the bed. You funny. I
Yo.
just noticed that. Yeah, man. Congratulations. You will be moving on to the finals. Go ahead and shoot me your cash app. Get that over to me.
Oh, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Salute the judges. I think it was a thorough breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Once I see that Ewok was about to judge it tonight, I knew he was about to break it down. Both debates because you know he did pretty detailed with his shit. I was hoping he was going to see the things that I was talking about. So that's what's up. Good shit.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to get Emmanuel's take on the results as well. Maybe he'll pop back up here shortly in a second. There you have it, folks, though. That was the well, you know what? Before we do that, before I go ahead and close. This weekend, be looking for a face-off for the women's tournament.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Coliseum of Arguments. 8 women step into the arena, not to play games, but to wage intellectual combat. This isn't trash talk, this is logic versus logic, sources versus sources, scholarship under the lights. Win a round, win $50 cash. Keep winning and walk out with $500 in the crown. Each competitor represents a brand, an ideology, a team they're ready to go to war on the hill for. Every claim challenged, every source checked, every moment judged. So we ask you, are you not entertained? Enter the Coliseum of Arguments. Only the strongest minds survive. This is Titans Debate League.
These commercials just keep getting better and better. I gotta do a new one though. New one coming up with the new bracket in a day or two. Be on the lookout for that. And if you haven't become a member, you need to. All debates are going members only for as low as $3.99. You get up to 4 debates a month, plus access to all the other members only footage that we drop. Check it out.
Attention all debate fans. You've been watching, you've been arguing, you've been picking sides. But now it's time to level up. From this point forward, all debates on this platform are going members only. That means the hottest clashes, the wildest arguments, and your favorite personalities going head to head will only be available to subscribers. You want real scholarship, you want the smoke, you want the unfiltered action, then don't get left outside looking in. Sign up today for as low as $3.99 and get full access to every debate, every moment, every knockout argument. This is Titans Debate League, where legends are made and debates get real. Join now or miss out.
Yes, yes, yes. And just like that, another legendary night inside the Coliseum of Arguments comes to an end. The conversation, the controversy, the debates in the comments, the back chats, they're just getting started though. Tonight, we witness warriors step into the fire and fight for intellectual survival. No ducking, no safe spaces, just pressure, arguments, evidence, conviction, and the relentless pursuit of not being a loser, I guess, you know. Salute to Honey Clark and Suave Boss for giving us a clash fueled by passion, patriotism, politics, tension. Definitely a lot of charisma from Suave. You know, he's always going to come through and make you laugh as well as dropping facts on you. And salute to Pandemis and Emmanuel. They stepped in, gave us one of the deepest debates humanity has ever faced. God, faith, evidence, existence, and the limits of reason. Win or loss, win or lose, I should say. It takes courage to stand up here in these panels, on these panels, in front of everybody and do this. I've done it myself, so I know. And so I just want to say respect to everybody. Everybody deserves respect for stepping up and doing their thing, man. Salute to y'all. But only two will be moving forward. So only the strongest survive around here, as you see. Man, you're next. Let's see who that is. We got Pulling Up, Emmanuel Holloway. Go ahead, Emmanuel. Give us your take on the results.
Hey man, I said I was late. I did not say that I wasn't great. You see what I'm saying? Man, once again, big shout out to Pandemics, bro. I don't take a lot of L's in life, so when I do, it's easy for me to take them on the chin. You know what I'm saying? Chin up, chest out. I told him the night of the debate, it was a great debate, man. That's not even to necessarily say that, you know, I feel any less of my performance than I did when I performed. I can't say that I agree with the judges too much. I definitely had some points that I agree with Chef Darius on.
Will you come do a show on it?
Would I do a show on it?
You don't gotta, I know you're gonna be respectful, so.
Yeah, but I mean, in all actuality, the biggest, I guess, thing that I disagree with is that I feel like Ewok had an opinionated perspective versus an actual judgment on the debate. But that's only my opinion. You know what I'm saying? So I say I don't think it would be. I don't think it would be worth me doing a whole, show on. But you'll definitely see more of Emmanuel still on the channel, man. Everybody know who I am, but that's for a different topic, different day. To keep it tight, no Diddy. Like I say, shout out to Pandemics, shout out to the Most High, shout out to Ewok, shout out Chef Darius, shout out TDL, shout out to the Bar Reloaded. It's up, man. Y'all know what it is. 3B Wild Die, Titan Gang and Don't Bang.
Titan Gang and Don't Bang, man. It's a big barbarian weekend, man. That's what they gonna be saying. Wow, he really. I looked up and he got your belt. What? He did say that was the condition.
Hey, he said it, man.
Funny. I was looking down, right? I'm looking at my plate. I'm eating. I look up the belt.
Just consider it an honor, bro. Normally I take heads. You feel me?
That is very true. Have you seen his necklace? But dang, I lost. That got me. I forgot what I was saying though. What was I saying? Somebody help me out.
The fact that him and Honey won, shout out to the bar. We can't be haters, man. You know what it is.
Yeah, man. Big Barbarian weekend, man. Y'all already know how they coming, man. They got one of the best debate crews on the scene. That's one thing that they got on lock everywhere they go. Banging heads, man. Some of my favorites over there. And yeah, nobody could ever say I'm biased, man. My own Titan lost tonight, man. The Team Titans took an L tonight. It's okay. We still gonna clap it up for you, Emmanuel.
Hey man, it's done, but it ain't over. You know what I'm saying? It's cool.
We're gonna get back in the dojo. He was my first Titan on the debate squad, man. But he made it this far, man. I'm proud of you, man. I think you grew a lot as a debater. Your argumentation and everything came a long way from your first round. So yeah, salute to you. Pan, I saw you grow as a debater as well through this process, man. I still think your performance was the best performance I've seen online. And don't feel so bad. This is one of the few people who beat me. So Pan's got some heat. But yeah. All right. Closing remarks.
My bad. I was on. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And since you said closing remarks, I'll just go ahead and since I'm on. Salute to the judges. Salute to everybody that's watching and support the channel. Definitely salute to the audience. We already know what it is. Gang. Seven Story building. Barbarians up. And have a nice day. Oh wait, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers.
Happy Mother's
Day. The last
Day.
15 minutes.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, well, fuck you too, Pan. I take back my shout out.
You know what? And I just want to say salute to my opponent. I think he did a great performance, and I appreciate him and the time that he spent on this debate.
Hey, that sounded genuine, sincere.
That sounded sincere enough for me, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I ask for is a sincere and honorable opponent.
Yeah, I appreciate all y'all, man. It's been a heck of a ride. We are here in the finals. See you there. We're going to end with the song by Connie Sun, Black Business. And if you haven't, hit coliseumufarguments.com up and hit that shopping cart and see if you see anything you like over there. I got my new book out. Pan, you know I took a line from you and put it in my book.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, you got it.
I have a whole section that about every chapter that's called Crazy Work. And I use it like as a theme in my book. But I wrote this like in September though, for real. I've been sitting on it since then, and then like I just finished it recently. I'm like, you know what, I need to finish this. Yeah, and then my pops and Oli helped me get it out. So
Word, that's what's up, man. Congratulations on the move.
I'm gonna send you the link so you can check it out, man. I'll send you a free copy, man. It's called The Agnostic Guide to Faith, Science, and Sanity.
Yeah, I saw the link. All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. All right, we're gonna end with the song by Connie Sun, Black Business. Make sure you check out that website. Appreciate all of y'all. I'll check y'all in the Discord. Add us on Discord too, Pan. I'll send you that link as well. Yeah, see you in the finals.
In the arena of ideas, words are weapons. Confidence is your armor, and every Titan needs their gear. From the Titans Debate League comes a movement born from energy, faith, and power. Custom debater tees, spiritual wear, and PVO gear guaranteed to uplift your spirit and elevate your mindset. This isn't just fashion, it's identity, it's purpose, it's power. Join the movement, step into the arena. Shop now at coliseumufarguments.com and wear what Titans believe in.
Motivation. Yeah. Go own it. You own it. You own it. You own it. Are you investing your money or are you spending? You got that hunger, you come from humble beginnings. It's time to own it. No paying rent where you living. Go buy the land and you pass it down to your children. Do you feel me? Being broke ain't a number, that there's a mindset. They say it's lonely at the top, you made that climb yet. You wasted time. God, no, can't get no time back. You can't flip numbers till the day you flip your mindset. Yeah, if I told you crypto numbers, you would think I was lying. I heard people 35 were talking about they retiring. They hit the store, they got the book, they even studied online. About to build financial foundation, one tool at a time. I'm talking refinancing everything to stay alive. Before you get yourself a play, create a Power 5. Self-directed IRA will make it certified. You saving up for your health because they hurting guys. Got to go insure your life. That's life insurance, right? Cause all the money made in a day is just might save your night. That 401k, make it light. And if it's wrong, you make it right. You take too long, you pay the price. Only the strong gon' sacrifice. Now if I told you crypto numbers, you would think I was lying. I heard people 35 were talking about they retiring. They hit the store, they got the book, they even studied online. About to build financial foundation, one tool at a time. I'm talking black business, 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 black business. One turn into two turn into three turn into four. Now we call that community. I shot with him, he shot with her, I shot with them, they shot with me. And we never closing shop, that's how we build a legacy. Now one turn into two
Now I got to load my gun, cause somebody done shot my brother. I don't give a damn who the fuck you was, I'ma get you suckers. Why they have to take his life? He had 3 kids and a wife. Only thing that comes to mind is go in my closet and grab this 9. So I load my gun, probably finna hunt my brother. Cause ain't nobody else doing all these stupid killings than these dumb little fuckers. So easily they take life just to try and earn some stripes. But we gon' see who's on they job, because my OGs taught me right. So I load my gun, bang, 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 bang. When I load my gun, yeah, 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 yeah. I don't ever really be on it. When I load my gun, niggas die, bullets fly, mamas cry. Never been the type to let bullshit slide. No, it ain't no love for the other side when the homies ride. I said when the homies ride, she get quiet. Why they wanna take my life? I don't know, but fuck it, I'ma ride for mine. With 2 pistols and 2 strikes. Cause growing up in Cleveland ain't nothing nice. Stuck in the hood my whole life. Done seen too many real ones die. Every night another rest in peace sign. Every night another little mama crying. So I load my gun, because somebody done shot my brother. This time it was the motherfucking punk police. Now I'm tripping, fuck 'em. They unjustly took his life. Why they stopped him for a lie? Knowing damn well we got it right. So if it don't change, I'ma let him fly. So I load my gun, yeah. Bang, 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 bang. When I load my gun, yeah. You better load your gun, yeah. You better load your gun, yeah. You better load your gun.
Yeah. 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 Never. Could never. Could never. Could never. Go hard or go home when you in this game. Always use your blanket when you switching lanes. Grind and work at 9 to 5 to ease the pain. Chill to turn umbrella when your bills rain. Go hard till you feel it. Get a job, open up a business. Haters gon' watch when you kill shit. Every murder case got a witness. Whole life going through the blues. Coming from the bottom, then you feel it. Being broke, leave a hole in your soul. Put your fists in the air, black folk, if you feel me. See, I came from the bottom, no lights, no gas. You can get robbed, no pipe, no mask. Do a tea party, don't invite your ass. Now your belly got tissue to wipe your ass. It ain't no love from the government. Every president been on some sucker shit. Young niggas bustin' shit, no, I'm not loving it. This is the option they stuck me with. Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, filled it, rich, you feel me? Hey, it ain't no love for for your brother. It ain't no love for your sister. It ain't no love for no junkie. It ain't no love for the pusher. It ain't no love for the honest. It ain't no love for the real. It ain't no love for the loyal. Looking for love, get you killed. Filthy is what you gotta get. You gotta get dirty if you're trying to get rich. It's back to the mud, cause you gotta show love to all of the ones who will never see this. To all the little kids with no Christmas list. No TV, no bed, and no food on they dish. No father around, now they malnourished. That hindering aid coming from the government. You gotta get filthy. Fuck a job, open up a business. Haters gon' watch when you kill shit. Every murder case got a witness. Whole block going through the blues. Coming from the bottom, do you feel it? Cause being broke leave a hole in your soul. Put your fists in the air, black folk, if you feel me. I say I came from the bottom, no lights, no gas. You can get robbed, no pipe, no mask. Throw a tea party, don't invite your ass. Now your belly got tissue to wipe your ass. It ain't no love from the government. Every president been on some sucker shit. Young niggas busting shit, no, I'm not loving it. This is the option they stuck me with. Grind hard till I'm filthy, 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 rich, you feel me? Grind hard till I'm filthy, 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 rich, you feel me? Questions. Can I ask what we hate each other for? See, I'm just asking. You got that passion to see your sister go. I wanna see that woman stand, you leave her on the floor. Let's try to gain some understanding before you go to war. Your spirit pour deja vu, I've seen this before. Time after time played in my mind, I can't take no more. I did the crime, I did the time, I only bruised my soul. I had to grind, I had to climb, I had to choose my role. Have you been told that I love you lately? Been around those who don't bug you lately. Go around those who don't drive you crazy. You need a hug, my sister. Better hell with that mean mug, my sister. Come on, receive it, don't you shove, don't push me. It might not be about your nookie. And again, it might be about your cooking. Give you some ends, trying to supply some cushion. Discipline without no whooping. Known to show and prove without no woofing. Open your eyes to what you overlooking. Baby, don't that feel nice? Yeah, tell me, show that, don't that feel right? Ever feel what true love feel like? This ain't no pill high. When no shit they growing, no feel high. Keep you grounded, but yet you still fly. See, now I realize you epitomize everything a woman should be. And I pray to God that he working on my third eye, so I see that this world ain't all about you. It ain't all about me, but if you really giving out LOVE, so can I ask what we hate each other for? See, I'm just asking, you got that passion to see your brother go. I wanna see that man stand, you leave him on the floor. Let's try to gain some understanding before we go to war. Your spirit pour deja vu, I've seen this before. Young men are dying, young women dying, I can't take no more. You do the crime, you do the time, you only bruise your soul. You gotta grind, you gotta climb, you gotta choose your road. Have you been told that I love you lately? Go around those who don't bug you lately. Been around those who don't drive you crazy. You need a hug, my brother. Better help with all that hate, my brother. I know you deal with dudes that's fake, my brother. Understand I can relate, my brother. Only so much you can take, my brother. What I'm trying to say, don't let that hate become you. Don't never break, my brother. Let me carry some of that weight, my brother. Better cleanse your soul for it's too late, my brother. See, now I realize you epitomize everything a brother should be. And I understand that that melanin inside you connect you to me. And that sun is where we gon' meet. Like God is how we gon' speak. With the same power to build and destroy, but yet unique. See, you get weak and I get weak, and we stay strong together. We keep each other inside that light, cause the darkness harms whoever. And you only create a diamond, keep applying that pressure. My crew knew better, go faster by yourself, but we go farther when we go together. I ask what we hate each other for. See, I'm just asking, we got that passion to see each other go. I wanna see that person stand, you leave him on the floor. Let's try to gain some understanding before you go to war. Your spirit pour deja vu, I've seen this before. Young men are dying, young women dying, I can't take no more. I did the crime, I did the time, I only bruised my soul. I had to grind, I had to climb, I had to choose my road. Have you been told that I love you lately? That I love you lately. Have somebody, I love you lately. Say, I love you lately. like this on them. They ain't getting it like this on a Monday. I'ma grind till I can grind no more. I'ma shine until I blind your glow. Gotta grind until you out that hole. You can die from being down so low just to cleanse your soul. You forgive and let go. Gotta dress warm in the world so cold. Gotta keep your eyes on your friends and your foes. Gotta stack bread till that shit don't fold. Cause on Tuesday, hard work, no play. I'ma bulldoze everything in my way. Cause on Wednesday, spending time with my bed. Cause ain't no getting in the way of hump day. And Thursday, I'm working, my pockets ain't hurting. Friday, I'm fly, my coworkers be flirting. Saturday, that's when I'm flexing my muscle. Sunday, I'm thanking my God for my hustle. Cause they ain't getting it like this on a Monday. They ain't getting it like this, they ain't getting it like this. They ain't getting it like this on a Monday. No, they ain't getting it like this on a Monday. They ain't getting it like this, they ain't getting it like this. They ain't getting it like this on a Monday. No. Work until I turn to a boss. Gotta stunt until it turn to a floss. Gotta learn from every time that I lost. So that little note you got, you about to pay it off. Now they hating now, cause you made it now. Took a long time, you was patient now. Work hard for it, want no handouts. Like some braces when they done, pull them bands out. Remember on a Tuesday, all work, no play. I'ma bust a doubles for them haters that was fake. Cause on Wednesday, spending time with my big cuz ain't no getting in the way of hump day. And Thursday, I'm working, my pockets ain't hurting. Friday, I'm fly, my coworkers be flirting. Saturday, that when I'm flexing my muscle. Sunday, I'm thanking my God for my hustle. Cause they ain't getting it like this on a Monday. They ain't getting it like this, they ain't getting it like this. They ain't getting it like this on a Monday. No, they ain't getting it like this on a Monday. They ain't getting it like this, they ain't getting it like this. They ain't getting it like this on a Monday. No, Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. I know they gon' hate, I'm letting that go. Cause one thing I know, they ain't getting it like this on a Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, Thursday and Friday. I know they gon' hate, I'm letting that go. Cause one thing I know, they ain't getting it like this on a Monday.
Like a shaman, all in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman, all in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't. See, I've been looking for a while, one who compliments my style, and whose pheromone so irresistible, it drives me wild. She ain't got no time to flex, way too blessed to be here stressed. Ain't compatible with low vibrations, nothing like the rest, no.
I don't know nobody when you get down, just want you to be around.
Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman, all in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman, all in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. If this ain't love, then I don't. I just wanna see you smile, keep my number on the dial. I anticipate and cannot wait until you come around. Cause I just wanna take you home, seal the deal and set it stone. You should never be alone. You with me, with me, with me.
I don't know nobody when you get down, just want you to be around.
Come close to me, baby. She move her body like a shaman, all in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it. Just say love, then I don't want it. She move her body like a shaman, all in my head, so much in common. Just say that word, baby, I'm on it.
feel you made it. It's within you. I ain't gotta rap about robbing, I ain't gotta rap about dope. You give me peace to let me know. I give you hope, you know I made it. Hurting like a project curtain, pockets been down to the floor. When you love it, you would never let it go, you know I made it. Understand they gon' hate, real niggas feel my flow. That's how I like it, but I know they don't want smoke, you know I made it. Front line when they go down, some people gon' lay low. I'm a soldier, I'm gon' cock and let it go, you know I made it, 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 finally made it. I put that bottle down, I do not come around. I done been ignorant, low in them clips and then running the bus and them hollow rounds, yeah. Now that I run the town, you would not hear a sound. It is a fact, I'm gon' kill every track and they already know I'ma hold it down, yeah. On a whole nother level, cruise control but no pedal, grave digger but no shovel, Olympian but no medal. But I go hard, I don't settle. The block blues is so special. You pick a style, I got several. An activist but slash rebel. I know they mad that I made it. You should be happy I made it. Usually it's only one opportunity. It's all about who the one that's gonna take it. Yeah, yeah. Some people get it and make it. Some people get it and fake it. Now that I got it, I'm giving it all that I got. Cause I know that that casket is waiting. Bless them, bless them. I ain't gotta rap about robbing. I ain't gotta rap about dope. You give me peace to let me know. I give you hope, you know I made it. Hurting like a project curtain. Pockets been down to the floor. When you love it, you would never let it go. You know I made it. Understanding.
So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, death is an illusion, homie, so I ain't never worried. Just ever ready, the flow's colder than February. Anybody can get it, I'm hotter than the Serengeti. Yeah, back in the day, quick to shoot the heady, catch you a fade and do you dirty in my little pennies, ready. Snatch for love, hit a nigga with a crossover. Plenty receipts, my homies duly not at all sober. LeBron James of the motherfucking rap game, crack cocaine, come and whip you up a batch, man. I'm with the shits, knowledge is dollars, niggas, I'm rich. You won't find a product bigger than this. Downloaded it to my conscience, been bodying ever since. Right now it's starting to make sense. I bless it since the adolescent, been practicing, manifesting and stretching out to the heavens and leveraging energy vectors in several directions. I've been in the trenches with multi-dimensional vision. I ain't superstitious, but just for the record, I don't care if you respect it, nigga, fully invested. I don't care if you a legend, my appearance a blessing, appearance a blessing. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. So many bodies in the cemetery, brothers getting buried. Ain't no telling will I live or I die. Wish upon a star as I gave